Hi, everyone.
In daily work, it is common to include checkboxes in calculations. Before we can involve them in any calculations, linking cells is a necessary procedure. However, linking cells one by one manually is tedious, especially when dealing with tens, hundreds, or even thousands of checkboxes. Therefore, today I'm going to share the fastest method that I've ever tried. First, ensure that all columns that we need are of the same width. To do so, we can select the column with the desired column width. Next, click on Format Painter and then move the cursor to the next column, click, and drag for all columns where we want to insert checkboxes.
Now, let's insert a checkbox. Let me first show the method for form controls. Insert at the desired location. If we want to remove the caption, right-click the checkbox and select Edit Text, then delete the text. Next, select the cell where the checkbox is located. Move the cursor to the bottom right of the cell, click, and drag for all rows that we need. If we wish to check or reset all checkboxes with just one click, we may need two helpers. I'm going to use icons. Search for the desired icon to check all checkboxes, select it, and insert. Resize and change the graphics fill if necessary. Move the icon to the desired location. Make sure that the icon is placed after the left position of the column but before the next column. Next, insert an icon to reset all checkboxes. Search and insert. Also, resize and change the graphics fill if necessary. Then, move it to the desired location. Now, we need to write code to check or reset all checkboxes with one click. Press Alternate F11 to open the Visual Basic Editor. Insert a module and give it a name, for example, check all. We need a variable, let's say W, to determine the column that the icon is located in. Always refer to the active sheet. Then, focus on the shape. We must tell the name of the icon that we are referring to since there are two icons now. However, specifying one by one is tedious, as this means that we must use different macros for different icons. This is inefficient. The correct way is to let Excel determine which icon we clicked by using the application.color property. Then, determine the cell where the icon is located using toLeft cell. All we need is the column component. Next, create a for loop to run through each cell in the selected range. We need a variable, let's say cell. Always refer to the active sheet. Specify the range. We can use the cells property to locate the first cell of the column. For this case, I should start from the second row while the column is the column where the icon is located, that is W. The last cell of this range is row 11 and column W. Since I want to check all checkboxes, the cell value should be true. Finish one cell, continue to the next. Now, duplicate this code and make amendments so that we can use it to reset all checkboxes in one click. The amendment is simple, that is, change true to false. Next, go back to the spreadsheet, right-click the icon to assign a macro. Select the corresponding macro name and click on OK. Then repeat the same steps to assign the corresponding macro name for the other icon. Next, select the range and move the cursor to the bottom right, click and drag for all required ranges. Lastly, link cells. Let's go back to the Visual Basic Editor. Navigate to the corresponding sheet. Give it a name, for example, link cell. Use a for loop to run through each checkbox. Use a variable, let's say CB, in this sheet, that is me. All we need is checkboxes. With the variable, the linked cell is simply the cell address of the top left cell of the checkbox. Finish one, continue to the next. Click Run to link cells. Back to the spreadsheet, we should now be able to check or uncheck all corresponding checkboxes in just one click. If we want to hide the words true and false, select the entire range of cells, then press Ctrl 1. In the Number tab, under Category, select Custom. Bear in mind that the number format that we apply in the sequence of positive number, negative number, 0, and text. Use semicolons to separate each component. Leave the last component empty. Press Enter after done. Click on the icons to check the result. To involve checkboxes in calculations, for example, to determine the attendance rate, we can use the average, A, function. Select the corresponding range and press Enter. Copy the formula for all the required cells, and the calculations will be updated automatically upon the number of checked checkboxes changed. Note that the formula returns a proportion. We can press Ctrl-Shift-5 to convert it to a percentage. On the other hand, if you prefer ActiveX controls to form controls, we must make some changes to the code. Let's go back to the Visual Basic Editor. Copy this code and navigate to the correct sheet. Paste it.
Unlike form controls, all ActiveX controls are known as OLE objects.
Therefore, we need an if statement to set a condition. Use the typename function to determine the type of the selected object. Always refer to the variable. All we need is checkbox. It is important to note that the typename function is case-sensitive.
End this if statement with an end if, and the coding part is done.
Click Run to link cells. We should now be able to update the calculations in just one click. Well, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Wishing you a wonderful day, and this is Ah Sing.